who had known Jared for years, struggled to believe that he would be capable of such brutality towards someone he claimed to love. He's never
when they be making statements like this, bro, they ass be either capping or you did not know that person for real, bro. Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Key coming at y'all boys with a brand new video, and today we finna go ahead and get into this video, man. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Get in that comment box, tell me how you felt about this video. And with that being said, man, let's check it out.
Dykus, seen here stealing a beer from where his wife worked, only minutes after authorities believe he decapitated her with a kitchen knife.
Angie and her husband were newlyweds. They were just married in October after they met at her job, where she was a cashier.
In October 2022, Angie Diaz was the happiest woman alive as she married the love of her life. But her happiness was only short-lived, because in January 2023, Angie was brutally murdered and dismembered by her new husband. But what really happened? Why did Jared kill his new bride? Were there any red flags? The details in this case are really gruesome and disturbing. But before we get into that, let's go back to the beginning. Angie Diaz was a cheerful, vibrant, and outgoing young woman with
It always happens to these type of people, bro. We gotta protect our good people, bro. We gotta protect our good people
to live for. Originally from Nicaragua, she was the eldest of 4 children and was mostly raised by her aunt, her mom's older sister, because her biological mom, Dania Diaz, had moved to the US in search of a better life for her and her children. In November 2019, Angie also moved to the United States hoping to reunite with her mom and earn enough money to help with her aunt's cancer medication. Angie's mom described her as unique, special, and a strong girl who was always happy and a joy to be around. While in the US, Angie lived in Houston, Texas, where she worked 2 jobs, one of which was as a cashier at Cheap's Meat Market. Her co-workers, who loved having her around, described her as smart, hardworking young woman who loved to laugh.
Truthfully, I think everyone loved her here at the store. Not just us here at the store, but all the customers. She was good friends with most of the clients.
Angie was also into fitness, and her Instagram page consists of pictures of her weight loss and fitness journey. She posted this cute picture on her 20th birthday in October 2021, writing, "I can only thank God for blessing me so much." Indeed, things were going according to plan, and the future looked even brighter for Angie. But one fateful morning in early 2022 would change everything. It's not clear how Angie met 21-year-old Jared James Dykus, but I think that they probably met at the meat market, where Jared was probably a regular customer. He seemed like a charming guy who shared Angie's interests in fitness and exercise. The two hit it off right away, and despite both of them being so young, they knew they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together. Angie's friends say that Jared seemed super attentive, and they both seemed happy together. However, Angie's family and friends did notice with concern about how fast the relationship was moving. After just 6 months of dating, the two would get married on October 21st, 2022, in a private ceremony, surprising their friends and family members who were not even invited. Waller County Judge Trey Duhan, who officiated the wedding, posted this smiling picture of the happy couple on his Facebook page right after the ceremony. Angie's friends and coworkers said she seemed happy with her new life as a married woman.
But I ain't gonna cap though. Excuse me for that, but them relationships that be moving too fast, bro, I be weary of them too. Like are you just blinded by love, or is this how you really feel? Are you really going with how you feel? Like, cause this shit, like, bro, damn.
Posted pictures of the two of them together. But there were times when her coworkers would notice that something was off. She was very happy with her husband, but there were days when she was different. She was tired, but I wasn't sure if she was tired because of her job or because of her relationship, her boss, Veronica Jimenez, said. A friend of Angie who had known her for nearly 4 years told media stations that her friend had confided in her that her new husband was a very jealous person.
No era feliz.
No, she wasn't happy. She said he was one person before they got married and another person after, who became very jealous.
His possessive and controlling nature would at times come out in some of his social media posts. He posted a video saying, "She's mine," to social media. And it was weird because no one was questioning that. It was out of nowhere. Angie had reportedly told the friend that she and Jared were planning to have kids, and the friend advised her not to get pregnant too quickly. The last time that Angie and her friend saw each other was at a Christmas party where Jared reportedly stormed off. Everyone was having a good time, and he left looking really upset, the friend revealed. Although Angie didn't mention anything, the friend suspected that she was dealing with DV. She never said there were any problems. Maybe she was just embarrassed to admit her relationship wasn't perfect. On Christmas Day of 2022, Angie had posted this picture of herself and her husband on Instagram, wishing her family and friends a happy Merry Christmas. Jared responded to the post saying, "Merry Christmas, my beautiful wife," and then went on to call her my trophy. Just a few weeks after this, Angie would be brutally murdered.
Yeah, that nigga's
Jared and Angie lived in a cottage behind Jared's parents' home in the small town called Magnolia. On Wednesday, January 11th, 2023, at around 4:18 p.m., deputies at the Waller County Sheriff's Office responded to the home after receiving a 911 call from Jared's dad. According to the sheriff, Jared's parents got concerned when he came over to their house without Angie. When they asked him about her whereabouts, Jared said something strange that led them to believe that something was off.
They were inside their own house and were addressed by the suspect. They saw something that didn't feel right to them. They approached the house, and that's when they found what they found.
Indeed, Jared's parents had walked
This
into
nigga killed his wife in his parents' backyard. What the fuck? Bro.
life horror scene with red liquid and gore sprayed everywhere. A portion of Angie's badly mutilated body was lying on the floor near the couple's bed. She had been jabbed multiple times in the back, and her head had been removed from the rest of her body. Can you imagine the trauma and pain that poor Angie?
Fucking crazy ass person. Like, bro, I'm not gonna cap, bro. That's why, like, I'd even be skeptical of people I'd be dealing with. I'd be like, bro, you could be one of them crazy weirdo motherfuckers, like, who you calm and cool in the beginning, but then you be wanting to control things, and you be wanting too much power or something. Like, bro, like, nigga, she's living with you behind your parents' house and you killed her. And then just walked in their house like ain't nothing happened after you just took her head off.
Had to have gone through before she died, and the heartbreak of realizing that the man who had sworn to love and protect her was the one actually hurting her. Many questions must have gone through her mind, like, what did I miss? Did he even love me at all? Or was this his plan all along? It's truly sad and heartbreaking to think, because no one ever imagines that the person that they love and trust would be capable of hurting them in such a way. But unfortunately, this is a sad reality for many women who find themselves married to sociopaths. The Waller County Sheriff had a difficult time describing the gruesome scene to the media.
Upon arrival, our detectives observed a deceased Hispanic female it was a portion of a body dismembered and a residence that was covered in blood. It's a gruesome scene at best.
The sheriff said that a kitchen knife, which investigators believed to be the murder weapon, was found in the house, along with Angie's head, which was found in the shower.
Everything happened on the property, and all parts and pieces were recovered.
Before the murder, the sheriff said they had received multiple calls of a disturbance made from the home, but nothing to this effect or level of violence.
The best you can say is that's the world we live in today, and it's a gruesome scene. And both sides of these families are going to be altered by it.
Jared was still at the scene when authorities arrived, and he, along with his family members, were taken in for questioning. Meanwhile, the news of the gruesome murder spread like wildfire, with the entire community horrified that something so horrible could happen so close to home.
A shocked community now coming together, heartbroken.
Just absolute horror. Very scary, very sad. It's a small town. Everybody kind of crosses paths at one point or another. Angie was a sweet girl.
A neighbor who had known Jared for years struggled to believe that he would be capable of such brutality towards someone he claimed to love. He's never
when they be making statements like this, bro, they ass be either capping or you did not know that person for real, bro. I'm sitting right here telling you, bro, like everybody, I ain't gonna cap. A majority of the people who do crazy shit or random shit in your life, you look at them and be like, I can see him doing that. Like, I can see him getting caught up selling drugs. I can see him murdering somebody. Like, he looked like he'll do something like that. Like, this nigga look like a psychopath, bro. They called him a sociopath, but he looked fucking crazy, nigga. Like, she looked scared, low key. But this is after knowing the fact of what he did to her too. I'm looking at it through that lens, so I can give that little bit of space, but shit is still insane, bro.
Protected those he loved and cared about. The neighbor described Angie as a little ray of sunshine in Jared's life. She was optimistic. He made her happy, and she kept him in good spirits. Angie's coworkers and friends were also shocked by the news. Her manager said that they knew something was wrong when she didn't show up for her shift that Wednesday morning. They called her family to check on her, and that's when they got the devastating news. Angie's family described her death as a living nightmare and said that they were struggling to cope with the enormous loss.
It has been very hard. As a family, we are heartbroken. As a family, I can tell you have slept 2 hours since this happened.
Her mom, Dania, said that she was praying for her children when she received the devastating news.
All mothers want our children to be touched by no one. As mothers, who do we ask for help so that our children are not hurt? To God, and that's what I was doing at the time I got that news.
In a heartbreaking irony of life, Angie's mom, Dania, revealed that one of the reasons she had moved to the U.S. was to escape a violent relationship in Nicaragua. She never imagined that her daughter would end up falling victim to the same thing. She hoped that justice would be served for her daughter.
I trust in God's justice. As a mother, I do not have to wish anyone ill. Simply, everyone has the consequences of their actions. At this moment, I hope God that justice is done. No one understands this. No one understands that such a young girl would end up like this.
Despite everything, Dania said that she did not have any hard feelings towards Jared's parents because she understood that they were not to blame for Jared's evil actions.
I have 2 sons. My children are my children, and when they grow up, they make their own decisions. I have nothing against the parents. God bless them. From our family, there is no grudge against his parents.
She hoped that her daughter's tragic death would help enlighten other girls going through DV.
My daughter, unfortunately, has already left, but she remains in our hearts. There she will live forever, and I want God to help each girl who lives within 4 walls, to give her wisdom and intelligence, because sometimes they do not have the courage to speak.
Even the judge who married the couple felt the need to make a post on Facebook talking about the tragic situation. I'm sure many of you heard about an occurrence yesterday in the Oak Hollow area of Waller County, where a young man was arrested and charged with murdering his wife. This involved a young couple that I married in October of 2022. During my short time with them, they were a very nice young couple. As with many of you, I'm greatly saddened and shocked by the news of this tragic event, and my prayers are with all of their families.
When shit
on
like
Thursday,
this happen,
January
bro,
12th,
I be wishing that they make these people, when they go to court or whatever happens, I be wishing that they make them honestly speak up and say why they did what they did. And if they don't, nigga, life. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even like, nigga, death penalty. Like, a lot of this shit, bro, it just be, like, it just be crazy to me. Like, nigga, what made you honestly sit right here and do what you did? And don't give me that, oh, I don't know, I just lost control bullshit.
The lit vigil was held outside Cheap's Meat Market in Magnolia. More than 100 family, friends, and community members came together to remember Angie for the amazing person that she was.
Candles and flowers surrounding photographs of Angie Diaz, who was tragically killed.
Our Father.
With prayer is how family, friends, and community members honored her life. Her mother and aunt struggling to come to terms with Angie's life being cut so short.
Jamás en mi vida.
Never in my life did I imagine Angie was gonna go through this, her aunt said. And when asked about justice,
Confiamos en Dios, en que
her mom said They trust God will decide.
A GoFundMe page was set for her funeral expenses and managed to raise over $37,000. As the community grappled with the horrific murder, many questions ran through people's minds. Like, why did this have to happen? What led Jared to commit this heinous crime against his new bride? What was his motive?
Tonight, a 21-year-old man has admitted to authorities that he decapitated his wife.
The disturbing murder happening yesterday near Magnolia. The woman's body was found inside a home on Oak Hollow Boulevard.
After his arrest, Jared reportedly confessed to killing and decapitating his wife. Details of what led up to the gruesome murder have not been released, though old police records show that Jared had a pretty obvious anger problem. On November 20th, 2022, just a month into the marriage, Jared was reportedly arrested for driving under the influence. Court records show that police were dispatched to a Whataburger around 2 a.m. after the employees of Whataburger called 911 to report that a man was getting aggressive with the staff. The man, who was later identified as Jared, reportedly wanted to use Apple Pay for his food order in the drive-thru and kept trying to barge into the dining room. He was so belligerent that they locked him out. When officers later inspected his vehicle, they found a 3/4 full bottle of Bud Light. Jared also told the officers that he was on pills but couldn't name them. He was arrested and charged with DUI, but when he was taken to the police station, he got extremely agitated and threatened the arresting officer, members of the jail staff, and law enforcement, as per the report. The document went on to say that Jared continued to exhibit mood swings and violent behavior, including punching windows. Officers were forced to restrain him in a chair to extract blood from him for a DUI test. At his bond hearing, prosecution asked the judge to raise his bond from $500,000 to $1 million.
I thought this was for the DUI. I was gonna say, God damn, he how many charges he called for them to want $500,000 for a DUI? Yeah.
From his violent tendencies. A disturbing surveillance video was played in court that showed Jared a few hours before Angie's body was found. At around 11:40 a.m., he is seen pulling up in the parking lot of the store where Angie worked. He walked into the store, grabbed a beer, and left without paying. He then opens the beer at the parking lot, takes a sip, and then drives away. At this point, it's not clear whether he had just murdered his wife or he was just about to do it. Either way, it is really disturbing and chilling to watch how cold and calm he is in the footage. His behavior on the video shows that he had no remorse for what he had done or was about to do to Angie. This attitude, however, appeared to change at his bond hearing, as he was completely emotional and was crying so hard that the judge had to stop proceedings and give him a tissue. At his pre-trial, the judge asked for a mental evaluation to determine if he was competent enough to stand trial and whether he understood the consequences of his actions. Once a psychologist deemed him competent, he decided—
Bro, I'm not with that shit, bro. Talking about he not competent enough to stand trial, man. It's a grown-ass man, dude. He got anger issues and that's it, bro. Come on, man.
to make a plea deal with the state, therefore waiving his right to appeal the verdict. On August 1st, 2024, Jared was sentenced to 40 years in prison for his wife's murder. Due to the aggravated nature of the offense, prosecutors said that he would not be eligible for parole until 2043 at the earliest. Waller County does not tolerate domestic violence. Heinous crimes like this one will not go unanswered. We will seek justice for the victims of domestic violence and send a message to the perpetrators that here we fight for our victims.
Good, bro. Man, these niggas is crazy as hell, bro. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all get in the comment box to tell me how you felt about this video. With that being said, it's your boy Key checking in, checking out. I'm gone.